You might want to get yourself tested.
We've just seen the results of some of your tests.
I failed my test!
There's a test?
There's always a test.
It's Dorito Santo.
Tests. We use them to help identify the educational attainment of students
I can hardly read!
as part of the admissions criteria to colleges and universities.
I need a 1430. I've applied to Cornell.
To help select the right person for a job,
These examinations are qualifiers for positions in the intelligence sections of our embassies overseas.
or as a step in the licensing process.
If I don't pass the first time, my offer is rescinded.
The ubiquity of testing in modern American society has led to debates about testing's appropriateness and usefulness that take place in diverse venues, ranging from school boards to internet message boards. Testing also appears in the movies and on television. But how is it portrayed in these media types that have the potential to reach audiences in the millions? That's the purpose of this documentary, to explore and identify broad themes about how testing is represented in movies and on television, and to provide specific illustrations from a variety of sources. The footage you'll see was collected and synthesized by a team of 4 testing professionals. More than 300 clips were captured from dozens of movies and television episodes. The movies and shows were identified through keyword searches on movie and television themed internet sites, such as the Internet Movie Database and Netflix. Clips were also found based on recommendations from friends, family, and colleagues, as well as the team's own voluminous trivia knowledge. In viewing these clips, a set of 5 major themes emerged: testing consequences, criticisms of testing, test anxiety, studying and test prep, and cheating. In this documentary, we delve more deeply into each of these themes with clips from many different genres and years. We hope you enjoy this exploration of testing in the movies and on television. The first major theme our research team identified was that of test consequences. The Standards for Educational and Psychological Testing, one of the primary guiding documents for developing, evaluating, and using tests, states that, in educational settings, a decision or characterization that will have major impacts on the student should not be made on the basis of a single test score. In other words, important decisions should be based on multiple measures rather than just one test.
Why are you getting all riled up about one test?
Because apparently, multiple measures must not make for memorable movies. Nearly all examples of testing in the movies and on television have important stakes attached to single assessments. Some of the consequences seem relatively trivial, but when taking tests on the big or small screen, the consequences, as we'll see, can be decidedly dire.
No dog until you bring up your history grade, and that means getting an A on your test tomorrow.
This test will comprise 30% of your final grade.
Tomorrow's my American history final, and if I don't get at least a B, I'm grounded.
This exam counts very heavily toward your midterm grade.
I've reviewed your placement test, and I'm afraid you failed to meet our requirements in several areas.
Does this mean I can't play ball?
No, it means you're going to have to take some remedial courses.
Pass the AP exam and you get college credit.
This aptitude test we administered this morning has revealed that the young Bart here is what we call a gifted child.
A what?
Your son is a genius, Mr. Simpson.
Bart? This lunkhead? Impossible.
No, we're quite certain.
You're gonna take the SATs again next month.
I have to. With the scores I have now, I can only get into the schools I'd never go to.
Cal, it's one overrated test.
Well, Wesley Crusher is about to be tested for entrance into Starfleet Academy.
I want to retake the Holyfield exam.
You had your chance, Charles.
No, but I found out I could take it again at the end of August.
You know I wasn't happy when you applied to a boarding school.
Naomi, stop. CU isn't going to happen.
What do you mean?
Your test scores aren't anywhere near what they require. No.
All you have to do is take the SAT test.
Yeah. I heard about that test.
The next one's being offered, let's see, early October. Are you going to take it?
I guess so. I mean, I can't get into college without it, right?
And just remember, all you have to do is get over a 700.
We've never had anybody, let alone 2 people, get a perfect score. We either have a 1 in 6 billion phenomenon or a cheat. But it would have been impossible for either of you to cheat. You had 2 totally different versions of the test. Congratulations, these scores are going to get you into any college in the country.
Jamal, your test scores, to put it mildly, caught our attention. I'm here to see if you'd be interested in attending our school.
Scores range from 500, if you're going to community college riding a bus, to 1,600. You're Ivy League driving a Porsche.
Our first test is Friday, and if you don't pass, you are out of the class.
They want me to take oral exams in all my subjects. If I don't take them, they're going to kick me out. And if I take them, who knows where they'll kick me.
Do you know what teachers do to students who don't pass? They send them back a grade!
Okay, this is what it comes down to. If you don't get a B on the final exam, you're gonna flunk. And if that happens, you're not gonna graduate.
The test is simple in comparison, yet it will determine who leaves this room with a contract of employment and who leaves with the bus fare home.
Here's your scientifically selected career.
Architect.
Mm-hmm.
Insurance salesman.
Mm-hmm.
Salmon cutter. Military strongman. Systems analyst. Systems analyst. Systems analyst.
Systems analyst.
All right. Homemaker.
Mm-hmm. It's like a mommy.
Police officer will all be jiggered.
Listen, Captain, I'm going to pass that exam, and I'm going to get out of this hole and do some really important work for national security.
It's not about who you are. The SAT is about who you'll be.
Now, please, I'm trying to take a test here. This is my future.
If any of you should fail, let me remind you of the consequences. Expulsion from school, social ostracism, disinheritance, neglect, poverty.
I don't want you to worry, class. These tests will have no effect on your grades. They merely determine your future social status and financial success, if any.
If I fail this citizenship test, will send me back to Holland.
I have to be back in Miami in 92 hours to take the bar exam. My career, my entire life hangs in the balance.
And that's a really big deal. And if I fail, then life ends. You know, I mean, so he doesn't really get that.
Okay, I know this test seems like a big deal that will determine your entire future. And it is, because it will. Fact, if you don't do well on this test, you will die poor and alone. To avoid that fate, all you gotta do is spend one Saturday doing math and reading essays about how pygmies change the way we think about miniature golf.
What if you get a question wrong? Then you are cast into the gorge of eternal peril.
What is your name?
Sir Robin of Camelot.
What is your quest?
To seek the Holy Grail.
What is the capital of Assyria?
I don't know that.
Oh, that's a crock. They can't just take my schools away.
Yes, sir, you're quite right.
That's what I thought.
But, well, no, see, now, actually, they can.
What?
You see, the House passed a bill last week. 75% of high school students must pass the minimum basic skills test, or the state takes control by the end of the school year.
The district can't afford to keep every school open, so all the kids will take a standardized test, and whichever school scores the lowest will be closed forever.
Maybe you'll win the bonus.
What bonus?
For the state test. Whichever teacher has the highest scoring class gets a bonus. Amy wins every year.
How much?
$5,700.
Son of a... $5,700?
Now, if we fail, we'll lose our accreditation.
We fail?
And your students can't even get past a minimum basic skills test. That means they can hardly read. You people represent the 70% of our students who just failed the practice exam. 70%. But that is not their failure. I don't blame them. The failure is yours. That's right, yours.
I met my wife when she took a microeconomics course I was teaching at Yale. I gave her an A on her final exam, and she agreed to marry me.
That's sweet.
Yes. Of course, if I knew then what I know now, I would have flunked her.
We're going to take a test.
All right, a test!
Testing proponents argue that tests are valuable tools for providing unbiased information. Tests provide snapshots of examinee knowledge, skills, and abilities that would be difficult to obtain using other means. The tests serve a vital role in accountability.
You mean those dorks take tests for fun?
We're going to take a test.
Testing opponents argue that tests have become too heavily relied upon.
How are her college boards?
That's not the kind of question we need to be asking about a person like Vera.
The tests take time away from other, more important activities.
You want to go play soccer with us after school?
No, I got a test on Friday.
The tests are biased against certain subgroups and don't measure skills that are really important, like creativity and other higher-order thinking skills.
Where the hell's that on the test?
We're not sure where it is on the test, but examples of our second major theme, criticisms of testing, are coming up next.
Dimitri, you can't even pin everything on this test. It's not even that important. It doesn't measure anything meaningful. I don't remember doing that well on mine.
It's not a question of how smart you are, it's how much you can memorize. So I can memorize, believe me.
Want to see their test scores?
What the hell for?
I don't teach to the test. I teach them to dodge balls, things they can use in life.
How is that useful? Ow!
You a smart dude. You don't need a test to tell you that.
It's a standardized test. Standardized meaning they see us all the same. A kid is a kid is a kid.
This student filled in everything but the ovals.
In art school, he'd be a genius.
Don't you find it ridiculous that from day one, they tell us to be unique? They tell us to be individuals. Then they give us a standardized test that makes us all one faceless herd?
You want to help me grade assignments? We're teaching the kids to bubble in.
First graders? Mom, most of these kids can't even read yet.
Well, I hate to say it, but there's more money for the school in bubbling in than reading these days.
I heard because the SAT is racist.
Well, that didn't take long now, did it?
Oh, you don't think so? Who created the test? Rich white guys. Who scores the highest on the test?
Asian chicks. Middle-class Asian girls who watch less than an hour of television a day. They can't drive, but they can take the shit out of the SAT.
I'm the last person to say that this math department couldn't improve. But if you want higher test scores, start by changing the economic level of this community.
You should. I mean, it's anti-girl, it's anti a lot of shit, but it definitely has girl issues. I mean, it underscores us on the math and verbal. On top of that, the College Board settled a complaint last year that the PSAT had a test score bias for national merit scholarships.
Most of those tests are culturally biased to begin with. The only part that's universal is the math.
I've taken the bar exam in California 41 times. I've taken the bar exam in California 41 times.
The California pass rate on the bar examination is a point of major interest.
Bones, it doesn't bother you that no one's ever passed the test.
Jim, it's the Kobayashi Maru. No one passes the test.
We did try studying. The test was too hard. Yeah, we couldn't do it. Plus, nobody did good.
Well, nobody did well.
You'd have to be a genius to do good on that test.
Quiet.
I don't believe this was a fair test of my command abilities.
And why not?
Because there was no way to win.
Due to a computer malfunction, we are unable to search the system's memory for your test results.
Buckle up, son. It's the real world out here. Now, Anderson, I want you to take a long, hard look at this cup of coffee. Now, I love my coffee. It's probably the one thing I truly do cherish on this godforsaken mudball called Earth. Now, what I'm trying to say is that most examiners use a clipboard. I don't believe in them. What I do believe in is my cup of coffee. Now, that coffee's hot, filled right to the brim. If it spilled on me, probably burned me, huh? Speak up, son.
Yeah.
Nobody likes to get burned, do they?
No.
So it's real simple. You burn me, you fail. You don't, you pass.
Here for the tests?
Come on, Emma.
I'm studying the effect of negative reinforcement on ESP ability. Tell me what you think it is.
Is it a star?
It is a star.
Very good. That's great.
What is it? Circle. Close. But definitely wrong. Okay.
Figure 8.
Incredible. That's 5 for 5. You can't see these, can you?
No.
Just a couple of wavy lines. Sorry. This isn't your lucky day. It's not.
Wow. How's that SAT meant Saturday afternoon test? What is up?
SAT stands for stoned and toasted.
SATs, the Scholastic A Test.
SAT. Suck test. That's what that stands for.
This is the SAT-1 examination.
For some people, taking tests just comes naturally.
Look at these samples. All multiple choice, it's easy.
But for others, it can be an extremely traumatic experience, which leads to our third major theme, test anxiety. Given the high stakes that we have seen attached to tests, it's not surprising that we also see test takers overcome with apprehension at the thought of an upcoming exam. But certainly, these characters get support from their families and teachers to help assuage these fears, right? Wrong. In the movies and on TV, it's not uncommon to see someone actively discouraged from doing well.
You gonna lose all your fancy foosball games, and you're gonna fail your big exam.
You want me to fail that test so that you can keep me down here in the center of the earth doing your work for you.
You just watch your mouth, mister.
For your sake and the safety of others, I hope you fail your driving exam.
But you won't pass your finals. You'll fail, and then I'll have you out of my hair and out of Harvard. Happy studying, gentlemen.
These factors combine to give us lots of examples of test anxiety, both before and during assessments.
It's a fascinating test. It probably instills more anxiety in students than any other standardized test that I've ever been around.
You know, it's a do or die.
They're going to see their life pass before their eyes.
I developed what was later determined to be a kidney stone.
I always tried to be a good student, but when it comes to taking tests, I get all clenched in the tight spot.
Brendan, you should consider yourself lucky you don't have a paralyzing test anxiety. Must have skipped a generation.
Who said I don't, you know?
And I thought I was finished taking tests, you know? Beyond a certain age, I wouldn't have to take tests anymore, but wrong.
Yeah.
And I can type, Brendan. That's not the issue here.
See, can we talk about me now?
In fact, I'm a fantastic typist. Listen to this.
Yeah.
You hear that, Brendan? That's me,
Barbie,
typing very, very quickly.
I know.
Just not when the clock is ticking. You know what I'm talking about?
See, Mom?
Question 26. At 55 miles per hour, you come upon a large puddle of water. Do you A, pump the brakes? B, gently ease your foot off the gas pedal? C, accelerate? Incorrect. You have failed.
What happened? I lost my screen.
Excuse me. That's it. I can't take it no more. I feel like I just gave birth to an accountant.
Where's the M? There's no M on this side. Oh, there it is. Oh, God. All right.
I'm very nervous, sir.
Well, look, take a deep breath.
That makes me throw up.
God, the pressure! I can't take it!
Well?
Well, it's for shit. Wasted a whole year of my time with this bull.
It's probably not as bad as you think.
Yeah, it's worse. I didn't get a thing right. Might as well have been in Chinese.
Let's see how the score comes out.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you how the score comes out. 2 points right there. There's your score. Cats crawling up trees. 5 times 5 is 25. This place!
Everyone knows that you shouldn't procrastinate.
You can't put studying off to the last minute.
I know, you're right.
But when it comes to preparing for a test, it seems like everyone puts off studying until the last minute.
You know, the exam's in 3 hours.
Oh, crap. All we've done is work out.
We should study.
Right.
The fourth major theme we identified was studying and test prep. In this section, we see the various lengths people will go to prepare for a test.
It's hopeless. I'll never learn all this in one night.
It's not that bad, Rachel.
It isn't. I have been studying the history of America all afternoon, and I'm not even up to the point where Columbus discovers it.
It's hopeless. I can't make up for 10 years of goofing off in one day. I need 2 days.
Oh, yeah, by the way, good luck on the test tomorrow.
Test? What test?
The Foreign Service Board exams. Good luck.
Foreign Service Boards tomorrow? I can't take that test tomorrow. I haven't studied. I'm not prepared.
Hey, you still do any teaching now? The reason I ask is, this may sound crazy, but if you're still in the business, I could really use some help on an exam.
This test is going to be a killer. Goodbye, Bayside Ball.
Rachel, I can help you study. Let's go to the max.
Oh, thanks, Megan. I can use all the help I can get.
That's for sure.
Magna Carta.
12, 15.
Spanish Armada.
1466. 67. 1469. 1514. 1981.
1986. Please do not do that. Come on, I swear. Just hang in there 1 second. Please, God, give me the answer!
Hello, boys. Boning up on your keens. Hello, Mr. Thurston. Hi, Dad. We're cramming all weekend. Big econ exam. Excellent. But do spare some time for the country club this weekend. Sure, Dad.
Where are you going?
Home? To study?
One night studying for a grade 19 FSB exam? Good luck.
Don't blame me.
What? Aren't you taking this test tomorrow?
What, the Foreign Service Board?
Yeah, sure. Well, don't you have to study?
No, are you kidding? I know the FSB exam class backwards. I've taken it 3 times already.
You're supposed to be developing verbal abilities for your big aptitude test tomorrow.
That the Delta fraternity routinely provided dangerous narcotic diet pills to its members during...
That's not true!
Not another word! During midterm examination week.
Initially, the market for academic performance enhancers wasn't as ripe as they had hoped. So like good businessmen, they created a demand. They sabotaged tests throughout the school, targeting the students they knew would fold from the pressure. If you erase enough bubbles, you can erase a kid's future.
I'm not giving you any more pills, Alex.
Mallory, I've got the biggest tests of my life coming up. I just want you to give me a couple more pills to get me by, that's all. And then that's the end. Over. Finito.
No, you should be able to study without them. But my test tomorrow, it's very real. And I need those pills to stay awake and study because I've got to do well. You can understand that, can't you? Sometimes you do things you wouldn't normally do just to help you get by. But I'm only taking them for this one exam and then never again.
With all due respect, Mrs. Owens, you're full of it. What about the next big test, or the one after that?
I heard you never took the bar. It's on my list. Don't stress about it. Hey, they say if you snort some Ritalin, it's a cakewalk.
I studied very hard for this test today. But I had an extra edge in becoming a finalist. Not my athletic talent, and not money, and it wasn't my daddy. It was an experimental drug.
The pills that Carlton took, they were from my locker.
What?
I'm sorry, Aunt Viv. I mean, I had basketball practice and I had finals and everything. And one of the guys at school just offered me some stuff to help me stay awake.
So you trying to get something to bring them nerves down too, huh, bro?
Yeah, I figure if I study high, take the test high, get high scores, right?
Right.
Right.
Look at that car.
Is it on fire?
Welcome to the Bauer Benedict Workshop. It's hard. And let's face it, if you had a snowball's chance in hell of solving this problem, you wouldn't have to be here on a beautiful Saturday morning preparing to take your SATs over again. Am I right?
Hey, baby.
Is that the $1,000 an hour guy?
F. Sheen, yeah. He's worth it, though. My brother's scores went up 200 points last year.
Wish I could get my parents to pay for them. I'm taking them again, too.
Companies like the Princeton Review now offer SAT podcasts for your iPod. Wow, sweet. Finally, a use for my iPod that doesn't involve all that music I love.
Remember everything we've drilled, okay? Watch out for lead distractors. If an answer seems too obvious, it probably means it's the wrong answer. And don't second guess yourself. First answer is always your best answer. And if you draw a blank, you choose C consistently.
If you can eliminate 2 choices out of a 5-answer question, or just 1 choice from a question that has only 4, then you're much better off guessing than leaving the question blank, which gives you 0 points. Are you with me so far?
No.
Well, that's the beauty of the Bauer Benedict system. You see, you don't have to understand us. Just trust us.
It's more important to know how to take a test than knowing what's on it. So, do the ones you know first. If you don't know one, guess B and move on.
When you find your minds wandering, I want you to knuckle back down and concentrate. Concentrate.
What must we never, ever forget?
the people who write the SATs are not as smart as I am.
Correct.
Now, instead of panicking, choose B or D.
Yes.
And remember, it's almost never E.
Exactly.
Thanks, man.
Thank me after you get your scores.
Guessing cannot hurt you.
You have the B&B guarantee on that. Just close your eyes and point.
Psychometricians are testing professionals that are involved in nearly every stage of the test development process. They help make sure every test is a
carefully structured test.
Psychometricians are experts in the field of psychometrics.
Psychometrics represents the application of mathematical and statistical models to the measurement of mental and psychological attributes.
Personality-wise, psychometricians have a reputation for being, well, let's call them scholarly.
We have but one need left in life, and that is to see the completion of the final moment of our test.
There was a possible psychometrician sighting in the film Cheaters.
Bruce McCauley from Hardcore Grace.
Hello. We performed random number probability experiments using a mixed model methodology and utilizing a two-way analysis of your team's performance at state.
Certainly sounds like a psychometrician.
Would you like to put that in English for us?
However, our only confirmed psychometrician appearance is in the 1988 classic Stand and Deliver.
I'm Dr. Pearson.
Hello, Doctor.
And this is Dr. Ramirez.
How do Doctors Pearson and Ramirez describe their jobs?
We're not cops. We're not here to put anybody behind bars.
We're psychometricians. They're to the point of boring.
Well, that's good, I guess. And what kind of impression do the psychometricians make on Jaime Escalante, the hero of the film?
If I catch you on the street, I'm gonna kick the shit out of you.
Oh well, better luck in your next movie, psychometricians. As the stakes associated with tests increase, so does the pressure to try and gain an unfair advantage. With the high-stakes tests we've seen in the movies and on television, it's no surprise that we found a tremendous amount of cheating footage, making cheating our final and most commonly identified theme. Even though everyone seems to agree that cheating is unethical,
Cheating's bad.
they also seem to see cheating as acceptable and even necessary.
I went through 4 years of school on a football scholarship and graduated with honors, so I know a thing or two about cheating.
As we'll see, the ways people cheat are as varied as the movies and television shows themselves.
Mrs. Krabappel, isn't Bart supposed to face the window so he won't be tempted to look at his neighbor's paper?
You're right, Martin. Bart?
How could you have possibly learned everything you had to know about chemistry?
Well, the only chemistry I needed was between me and the honey in the next seat. You know what I'm saying?
It's okay. My father bought me a learning disability.
What the hell is that?
It's an official statement from a highly regarded education specialist that says my low SAT scores and my mediocre grades are in no way a reflection of my intelligence. I have attention deficit disorder.
I did a little research on the Dean of Admissions. Her son goes to CU. He's an SAT tutor, so I hired him.
Cool. So you're going to focus on the SATs?
Yeah, no, I'm going to date the Dean's son. Honestly, Silver, try to keep up.
I've arranged for an intimate lunch meeting with our supervisor.
Fitz, you have to take that test. I'm very hurt that that's why you invited me over here today.
Oh, come on, don't do that, Alice.
Could I see your ID, please?
You took someone else's test. Damn it, Luann. I mean, how could you be so stupid? Stupid!
You have 20 minutes, class.
Mr. Lynch! Hey! You dropped something. You dropped... The answers to the test.
Wait, Mrs. Bluntly, it's printing! Here's your... history final?
Now, if you give me that test, I'll give you $47.
I was thinking something more like 400.
Could you hold my wallet while I take the test, please? There's $1,000 in there. Or maybe there isn't. You know what I mean?
Now, Sammy was the worst speller in the class, and I felt really bad for him. So I decided to help him out.
You stole the answers?
Sometimes, when I'm in the locker room and, everybody gets naked, I feel really funny.
Don't, stare at it for too long. It's, frowned upon.
You see, the key was stealing an official university blue book. See, I'm simply here to copy the questions down. I leave the stolen blue book as a decoy.
You know what I think would help, Carl? For me to see one of this year's tests.
Oh, on the day after the schools administer them, I will shoot one right over to you.
I was hoping to see it sooner. I'm on a bit of a deadline.
So no, that is absolutely classified, unless you have one of these bad boys right here. That wine is good. Oh, Madre, let's do this.
Yo, just write the answers on your hand, man.
What are you doing? Are you trying to get caught? All right, if you're gonna cheat, all right, cheat smart. Do you have that gum?
Yeah.
You can just write the answers on a stick of gum.
What?
Now, every cheating outfit needs a guy who can write small, and this guy wrote crazy small.
That is a masterpiece.
Crippled elves do dance around a devil covered by blue dress. I'm in no mood for Beethoven. It's not Beethoven, it's the answer song. We got the test. Crippled elves do dance around a devil covered by blue dress.
Dairy causes diarrhea, chunky, creamy butter cheese.
Everybody give me your calculators. I'll program the answers in, then you can just bring it up.
Go nuts, but I'm still writing on my shoe, man. I don't know what you guys are thinking.
Guys, who's got a beeper? I mean, we could program them with the answers.
Which of the following is a generally accepted graphical technique for determining first-order system parameters?
Harriet's method of solving cubics.
The answer is A, Harriet's method of solving cubics.
IOPATH. Sociopath.
That's correct, Sammy. You're the winner.
What's that, sweetie pie? Did you have something you wanted to say to Daddy?
Yes, Daddy.
And what was that, Pumpkin?
I wanted to say C. And then next I wanted to say
B, C, C, D, A, D, F, C, A,
No, slow down too fast.
D, 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 A, C, B, F, D.
No, slower. What?
D,
D.
D, C, C, B, A, C, D.
No. Remember that nobody's ever gotten a perfect score on the math section, so don't set a precedent. Jolie, you get 2 wrong, Darius 3, the rest of you at least 4 or 5.
And perhaps most importantly, always get a couple wrong. Always leave a couple blank. Never, and I mean never, get 100%.
I cheated on my history test.
Oh.
I didn't mean to. It was just real hard, and I couldn't remember anything. And I was sitting right next to this Korean kid.
Mr. Belling, I have a confession to make to all of you.
What is it, Brian?
I was trying to fix Mrs. Bluntly's printer, and I accidentally saw the history final. Then I told Rachel what to study.
My Confession by Bart Simpson. I cheated on my intelligence test.
You cheated, okay? We cheated on the written test.
No.
He's not my father. He made me cheat.
No.
You pull this car over right now. You pull this car.
No. You turned in your typing test model, Paula. Why?
I don't know. I don't test well, okay? I don't test well.
Paula, I don't test well. Life is a test. Life is a test.
I was paralyzed with fear, though.
But to cheat on your test, I'm so disappointed in you.
What is a 3-sided object with 2 equal sides?
The Gettysburg Address.
For which speech is Abraham Lincoln most remembered?
The Isosceles Triangle.
Oh, your answers are right.
Oh.
You just memorized them in the wrong order.
Well, I just peeked at the first few.
That's cheating.
Hey, these are the wrong answers, and they're really wrong. Almost as if they cheated. Cheated off the wrong test. Oh, those tried to cheat me. F, and F. You people thought you could cheat me, huh? No way, you 3. All 3 of you? Detenzione. That's what you guys get.
Handsome, calm down.
Do you think I cheated? Give me the test right now, Mr. Harkin, right now!
All right, I'll give you the test next period.
No, not next period. Right now! Right now! I'll take it right now!
Handsome, put your shirt back on and go back to class. I'm sorry I accused you.
We feel that by honoring your demand for a retest, we would implicitly accede to the reason behind it, the suspicion that cheating has occurred. We thereby notify you that unless you have direct evidence of wrongdoing, we reject your ultimatum and refuse to be retested.
It's come to my attention that one of your students might have gotten his hands on a copy of your test.
No.
The student in question is Mr. Johnson.
No, Mr. Johnson!
Oh, no, that's bullshit.
An elegant defense.
If you're so confident of your students' abilities, why not encourage them to retest?
Why should I?
If they don't, everyone will assume they cheated.
Everyone will assume they cheated if they do.
A retest on? Come on, do we really want to tell our young people that if they study, sacrifice, and achieve the highest scores in the state, that they're rewarded with suspicion?
I think we should retest him.
No, I think we should move him to another school.
Oh, better yet.
Well, if we could get the test, I'm sure Whitney Young has them too.
Well, of course they do. Doesn't the Decathlon have their offices at Whitney Young? I mean, you do the math.
So, 2 wrongs make a right? No. 2 wrongs make it even.
I am trying to survive in a class where everyone is half my age and twice as smart. What am I supposed to do?
Your friend shouldn't be cheating on tests.
But he only cheated once, and the second time he was blackmailed, and so, but he didn't cheat on that one, so his cheating days are over.
Really?
I'm serious. My friend could have cheated. He had the answers right there, but he declined. He's changed. He can't handle the guilt. I'm guessing.
Well, how'd you do?
I failed.
What? You failed?
Yep.
Well, and what the hell are you smiling for?
Because I took it all the way. I didn't give up on myself. And I didn't cheat.
Wow, you probably should have.
Yeah, I was just going to say, yeah.
So what are we going to get?
Dismissal, suspension, censure, departmental prosecution, what?
Promotion.
What?
That's right. We like what we've seen in you two guys.
You mean we're not in trouble?
We're not recruiting with the Boy Scouts. We want people who are aggressive, who know how to go after that little edge you need to survive. And we especially like the way you two guys were working as a team in there.
It's safe to say that a majority of clips that we identified portray a negative attitude towards testing.
What if we all decide not to take this test?
Or a feeling of incredulity towards test results.
I don't care what that stupid test says, Bart. You're a dimwit.
Don't get us wrong, once in a while someone had something nice to say.
They were very accurate about everyone I tested with, including myself.
You?
But the predominant negativity raises important questions for the future of the testing industry. Is this portrayal of testing simply entertainment, or does it reflect true public sentiment about testing? Is the portrayal of testing in the movies and on TV driving public opinion? Does the testing industry have an image problem? The range of clips shown here represents 40 years of movie and television history. What's surprising is the commonality of themes and attitudes towards testing across both time and genre.
I've got the biggest tests of my life coming up. I just want you to give me a couple more pills to get me by, that's all.
And I had finals and everything. One of the guys at school just offered me some stuff to help me stay awake.
I heard you never took the bar. Hey, they say if you snort some Ritalin, it's a cakewalk.
As our story draws to a close, we hope that this documentary helps to start a public dialogue about the appropriate use of tests.
You can't even pin everything on this test. It's not even that important.
We invite you to continue the discussion and to keep an eye out for more testing in the movies and on television.